You're down here, guys. You're up here. Great to talk to you. Today, I want to make sure, absolutely sure, that you know that the flash sale is ending today. So, if you've been wanting to pick up any of my courses, if you've been wanting to get any of that information, if you've been wanting to fix your attachment and your relationships for a long time, now is your last chance to get up to 50% off plus up to 3 free gifts, including the Say This, Not That cards, all the scripts you need to be able to integrate successfully and healthily with a loving partner. I have avoidant man guides on there, all kinds of free gifts inside those bundles. Make sure you check them out. Do not miss it. I got the link right here at the bottom of the screen, bundle at adamlanesmith.com. It's also in chat. Cool. All right. Today, I want to talk to you about fixing your attachment. What is the actual proper building your attachment transformation roadmap system? Okay. Here's what I do. When a client comes into me, I'm going to give you a shortened version you can be doing at home, okay? When a client comes to me, we go through an extensive assessment of their past history, their childhood, their relationship structures, everything where they're falling short, their unhappiness, what their partners complain about, everything. And we build a big picture of what's going wrong. You at home, what I'd love you to do is sit down and write down a couple of key things, okay? Here's how you're going to build a roadmap for yourself. Won't be quite what I build with a client, but that's okay. A beginning roadmap for you. First, what are the top 3 relationship focused areas you would love to change? Maybe it's, I want to be more confident when I share my needs. I want to have more emotional intimacy with my partner. I want to feel safe all the time in my connection with my partner. Maybe it's, I want more friendships that matter to me. Maybe it's, I want to be able to build boundaries with people who aren't very healthy or loving. Whatever your top 3 areas are, okay? Write down your top 3 areas you want to change. This is what we do with my clients when they come in. Now we talk about, why haven't you changed yet? Okay? Including what led you to this place. I would love for you to sit down and really think. Here's the question I ask. Who taught you that this would make you safe? Who taught you that the opposite would make you safe? I want to have more boundaries with people who are not healthy or loving. Who was it that taught you that you can't have boundaries with people? Who was it that punished you for having boundaries? I want to be able to share my needs with more confidence. Who taught you that sharing your needs is not acceptable? Where did you learn this? These aren't things you were born, like a baby's not born like, I should never share my needs. That's not how it works, right? I know a lot of you imagine that's how avoidant men work. They come out, they're like, yeah, I don't like these emotions I'm feeling already. No, they learn not to feel their emotions because they learn no one will ever care for them in that way. So it's a learned behavior. Ask yourself, these problems that exist, I've written down my 3 targets I want to change. Who taught me to do those things the wrong way first? Even that language, the wrong way. The wrong way for what? The famous behaviorist B.F. Skinner said the organism is always right, right? Meaning that if a squirrel is gathering acorns, there's a reason that squirrel's gathering acorns. The squirrel's not being stupid. The squirrel's doing something that serves a purpose. You, by not having boundaries and by not being confident and not sharing your needs, you're doing something smart for a specific environment that you learned. But now, if you're in a healthy relationship, it's not the same behavior. Okay? Why? Who taught you to do things the way you're doing them that are hurting you? Who taught you that? You need an aha moment. This is when I build with my clients through the intake. We build an aha that I finally make sense to myself. You need to stop saying, I'm stupid, I'm dumb, I'm broken. You are learning through experience. So, where did you learn these from? You didn't invent them. Okay. Where did I learn those from? Who taught me this? Okay. Aha moment. Now, here's the question that comes next. Under what circumstances? Under what circumstances would I feel safe doing a new behavior pattern? Probably you're going to say the other person would have to be listening to me, honest with me. They'd have to be patient. They'd have to be emotionally disciplined. I'd have to feel safe. I'd have to be able to feel safe, calm nervous system. I'd have to know what to say. I'd have to know how to articulate that. I'd have to know when to say it. I'd have to know what's appropriate and what's not. I'd have to know the words because I don't know the script. I would need to understand how to follow up if they ask me questions. Under what conditions? When we ask someone, hey, could you just do this? Could you make a change? Probably not, right? Do you want a monogamous marriage? When you ask an avoidant man who only has dopamine and cortisol in his system primarily, he'll go, well, I don't know. I mean, the model I have in my head, not really. So it's, I don't want that. Under what conditions would you love a monogamous marriage? Oh, interesting. Well, I'd have to have blank, 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 blank. Let's build that. What you're doing here is called covering the gaps. Okay? You're uncovering and then covering. You're uncovering them to figure out what they are and then getting them covered. You are going to learn through this process the changes you want to make. Dare to dream. Okay? Dare to imagine. Number 2, who taught you those things? Oh, this isn't who I am. This is how I was trained. My brain as a learning computer was trained into these behaviors. Number 3, under what conditions? Well, this is what I'd have to do or know or learn or experience. My characteristics, their characteristics, and the skills between us. This uncovers what we call, in my training program, a skills and experiences model. You need these skills to have these new, better experiences to change your beliefs further so that you believe it's even possible to make the changes. Everything is a skill. Everything is learned. You're not a blank slate. I'm not one of those people. You're not a complete blank slate as a kid. You come out with personality traits, but then the training your brain receives on love, care, hurt, pain, sorrow, terror, fear, abandonment, being punished for emotions, being pushed on by other people, all that training you experience builds a version of the personality you came out with. So now you have a version of the person you were born as, shaped through experience. Here's what's incredible. The brain can learn even up until age like 99. Okay? Your brain can remap even until death. If you're 120 years old, your brain can still be reshaping through neuroplasticity. It's moldable. But the experiences you have change it, not the ideas you have. Not reading in a textbook somewhere, not listening to some cool, handsome dude on the internet with a great beard. Adam's lectures don't change your brain. They begin to challenge your beliefs, and they give you skills, which you then use to have new experiences. And those experiences are biochemical proof that your brain then takes that experience and says, now I will change. I want more of that. So then it rewires those areas to get more of that experience. And over time, the more experiences you have, remap your brain to get more of those experiences, to remap your brain to get more of those experiences, to remap your brain to get more of those experiences. Skills and experiences model. Okay. I'm giving you a very small, shortened version of this right here. Okay. A very small, shortened version of what I do with my clients in coaching sessions or that my team does with them. Okay. I want to give you a smaller version that you can be doing today and begin implementing. Now, here's the thing. You're going to need skills, and you won't know what they are, and you're going to need exact experiences to even aim for, and you won't know what those are, and even if you get an idea, you won't believe they're possible. Now, I mentioned my flash sale at the beginning of this, didn't I? Right? The Adam Lane Smith bundle. All the bundles for the Adam Lane Smith courses that are in there, I'm posting it in chat again. Today's the end of the flash sale. Everybody in chat, I see you down there. Betty, Techie, I see you guys in chat, and thank you for that. But everybody everywhere, these courses are designed to show you your gaps. The attachment bootcamp says, this is where your problems came from. And you go, whoa, big picture, aha moment. I built that into the attachment bootcamp. The bootcamp says, if you want boundaries, you want to feel loved, you want to feel safe, you want to respect yourself, you want a loving partner, you want to have healthy children, everything, here's the skill sets, here's how to get experiences, here's the experiences to aim for. Go. It gives you a roadmap structure. Follow this program, You will remap your brain to become securely attached and build better outcomes for yourself. That's what the attachment boot camp's for. What do you do in a boot camp? You go through, you get reforged into the new skill set that you need to survive in war. In this case, the remapping into a skill set to build a thriving life of healthy, loving relationships while clearing out the ones that are not. I built the boot camp like Adam. I got one job. I got to become secure. The attachment boot camp. Right now, 30% off just that course by itself, 50% off the bundle of all 3 courses, by the way, right now. Okay, plus 3 free gifts when you do that. So don't miss your chance to get the attachment boot camp. Do the homework I laid out for you here today, and then go through the boot camp and see all of those skills. Okay. Now, why didn't I stop at the boot camp? The boot camp was a resource that needed to be out there so that everybody would have the system to become securely attached, to become healthy, learn the skills, know the experiences, know what you're aiming for, and begin taking steps toward those remapping experiences. Okay. The boot camp will get you there. But let's say you have an avoidant partner. Let's say right now you love an avoidant partner. Guys in chat, let me know. Do any of you have an avoidant partner? I see Betty, you said you do. Pooja, you said you do. Ika, great to see you. Glad to have you here. Thank you, as always. But everybody, right? Everybody in here probably has an avoidant partner. Drop a me in chat if you have an avoidant partner. As you are trying to fix your attachment, as you're becoming healthier, more secure, more stable, you're off the roller coaster with them. Cool. They look at you and they're not changed yet. They haven't had the skills, experiences, model yet that you have. You see if you see an ethical, good person inside, you want to invite them into a loving relationship, but you don't know how. Because again, that's a whole skill set you never learned of how to invite someone lovingly, and especially not to how to invite somebody who is already nervous and avoidant. This is not about catering. I don't do that on this platform ever, but it is about meeting the person you love where they are and calling them to meet you. Okay? They have the responsibility to rise to that call and come meet you because they're an adult, but you can lovingly invite. I built the How to Love an Avoidant Man course as an exact plan for learning the set skills you need to communicate effectively with them, decrease pressure and stress on both sides, get your needs met, be clear and measurable and exact instead of using an emotional language that you learned, using a mechanical, measurable, exact business language for them that they have learned because you speak different languages very much, even if it's the same root language, English or whatever it is, different languages. Okay. And then as you build that out, building a safe, secure relationship where you get commitment, your needs are met, you're respected, you're cherished, you're cared for, you're trusted, and they come towards you instead of leaning away from you. How to build a secure relationship is what it should be called, but it's how to love an avoidant man, because that's what all of you asked, right? If you Google online, very few of you probably Google, how do I build a secure relationship? It's probably how to get my avoidant man to love me back. You don't have to out yourself, right? People are dropping me over there. Lady of the Wood, say, I see you. Caitlin, I see you. Sif, yes. Jack Taylor, I got you. We're both avoidant. I double damage. That's okay. That's all right. I see you guys in here, okay? Pooja, Brittany, household too disorganized. Gotcha. Okay. The Avoidant Man course, great for people who have an avoidant partner. Anxious men ask me all the time, will this help me with my avoidant wife? 99% of it is fully applicable to her. Yes. Maybe not the male sex drive portion, but the female version, almost identical. Okay. Now, for those of you who have the great foundation or are wanting it, okay, the attachment bootcamp. For those of you who maybe have a partner who has avoidant tendencies, maybe you're both disorganized, but one of you tends more toward avoidance. Maybe you're avoidant too. You want to take that course to learn what you need and what they need, right? You're both going to have those needs. The Avoidant Man course is basically an absolute program for deep, loving, intimate trust. It is for both people to feel cared for and peaceful. It's for both people to feel securely bonded to each other in a dating experience or in connection, okay? It doesn't go into a full committed marriage, what every step of a marriage needs to be. But if you are just focused on the avoidant features, it gives you an incredible program for resolving that distance and that resistance and building together into a loving union. Okay. So now you've got the avoidant. Now you've got the attachment boot camp, right? The attachment boot camp. The exact skills and experiences you have to have a foundational, secure basis for you. You have the Avoidant Man course for understanding how to build a loving, intimate, secure connection with a person who is avoidant, whether you're avoidant or they are. And then number three, the third course that's in that bundle, right? 50% off the bundle with 3 free gifts. How to build a secure marriage. How to build a secure marriage. Drop this for me in chat. Okay. Drop this for me in chat. Do any of you struggle to understand what a good marriage should look like day to day, how decisions are made, how to resolve fights, how to work as a team? Drop a yes in chat. Drop a yes for me in chat if any of you are missing that model. You've been winging it. You've been trying to hope. You've been guessing. You've been knowing, like, well, not my parents. Anything not my parents. The opposite of my dad, right? If you don't have a clear, exact structure to follow, drop a yes in chat for me. Let me know. I would love to hear from you guys because I want to see how many of you are struggling with that, because that right there, Jack Taylor says yes. Thank you, Jack. I as always, very much appreciate you. Betty as well. Thank you. How to build a secure marriage is the course I wish I'd had when I married my wife 17 years ago. Not because we have a bad marriage. We have a great marriage, but it would have been so much easier. It would have been better to have a roadmap and be like, oh, that's the conversations we should have had immediately. That's what we should have said before we got married. Now we can say it today. That's how we talk about finances. That's how we build vasopressin constantly so that it's always flowing like a river. Oh, that's the oxytocin pipeline. Oh, that's how sex drives work. Oh, that's how you reconnect if the intimacy is decreased. Oh, that's how the male sex drive and female sex drive fit together. Oh, that's how you have talks. Oh, those are the scripts you use. Oh, when one of you is hurt, that's exactly word for word what you say to apologize and build trust again. The How to Build a Secure Marriage course is what I wish I'd had 17 years ago that would have saved us a lot of headaches. Okay? It's the tools we implement now as a fully loving, successful couple to build a healthy, secure marriage. And what I teach all of my, have taught all of my thousands of clients through the years. In the last 4 years alone, 1,600 people working through the system. Okay? A lot of people saying, yes, okay, got it. You're going to need that roadmap, because if you don't know what to do, how are you going to aim for it? Let's say this. Let's pretend this. Somebody announces to you that you need to build a house from scratch by yourself. You're going to have to order the tools. You're going to have to order all the supplies. You're going to have to lay the foundation. You're going to have to build the blueprint. You're going to have to do every piece, all the framework, everything step by step by yourself. They'll give you the tools if you want it, but you have to ask for them by name. If you're like most people, you are already stuck. You're going to live in a little tent and say, man, I wish I could build a house. That's most people. Okay? You need to learn what tools you even need. You need to learn what a house is supposed to look like. You got to learn the skills on how to build it. No one can build your relationships for you. They can build them with you, which is great, but you probably don't even have a skill for collaboration yet. If you grew up with insecure attachment, here's a test. Your partner looks concerned. They just kind of look off today. They look like something's making them emotionally dysregulated. It's a Saturday. They haven't been to work. They're short. And when you ask them if everything's okay, they're like, yeah, it's fine. They look distracted. They've disconnected. Your brain probably goes first to figuring out what's wrong on your own. You've already asked them, hey, you doing okay? Yeah, I'm okay. Okay. Your brain starts to default to trying to make them happy, trying to make recommendations, trying to dance around them and please them. Very rarely do insecurely attached people actually step up and go, hey, I see that you look disconnected right now. Just a heads up. That's kind of making me uneasy. I just need to make sure, number one, are we doing okay? And then number two, can you walk me through what it is? Because maybe I can be a sounding board for you. If you're ready for that, I'm here to listen. If I know it's not me, I'll calm down. But if there's a problem, I am here to sounding board with you. Your partner probably doesn't talk to you about it because they're locked inside their head, not knowing how to collaborate either. They assume you don't care, that no one will listen. They don't even like consciously say, no, I shouldn't share this with you. Their brain defaults to don't share with anyone ever. So it turns off that option. So it's grayed out in their menu. It never even appears. So they wake up in the morning going, man, I'm so stressed out. Oh, I just wish I had someone I could talk this through with. Oh man, how terrible. Oh my gosh, I'm just so stressed. My partner's here. Oh man, I just wish I could talk about this with someone. I'm just boiling inside my head. It doesn't make a jump for them to be able to collaborate with you. That's what insecure attachment does. That's the problem, you guys. That's one of the biggest issues. Learning to stop and understand that you can collaborate, having a reminder to collaborate, having the skill set to collaborate. Hey, I see that you look disconnected. I would love to be there for you and step up and collaborate with you on this. Do you want me to be a sounding board? I'll just listen for 15 minutes and you just talk. Get it out of your head. Most of us don't realize that when we are agitated, our logical brain diminishes to fuel an emotional spiral, but then that blocks our logical thinking. So we do what's called ruminating, where we circle on an idea inefficiently on the emotional side of our brain because we can't get through the logical side. We actually need to integrate with another human whose emotions are low, logic is high. We borrow their brain and through our emotional brain process to them. They process logically back to us. We de escalate our emotions and together we build an idea. That's how humans are meant to process, and that's a securely attached process. But that's a skill that you have to be initiated into and taught to do. You tried to do this as a kid when you tried to cry and co regulate, and your parents shut you down. Remember at the beginning of this, I said, who taught you this? Your parents did. They taught you to shut down. That's exactly why I had to build these 3 courses so that you could, at your own pace, learn the skills you didn't even know you're missing, right? You're building your house and you're like, dang, if only I had a little thing like a piece of metal that I could put through one board into another board and like something heavy to hit them with so it would drive that metal piece in and hold the boards together. Man, well, I wish there was something like that. Instead, I'm just going to sit here and hold them forever. Well, you're talking about a nail and a hammer, by the way, right? You didn't know nails and hammers exist. Man, if only there was a way to hold 2 boards together. Well, hammers, screws, like all kinds of things. We've invented these. Same with tools. Man, if only I could talk to my wife and tell her that I want us to do a calm, loving reset and that I want to be there for her. And I understand how I've never really made her feel safe. And I get that and I hear it. And I want to make her feel safe, but I just don't know how. And if I can make her feel safe, that in return, well, all I want from her is not service. I just want her to be at peace so I can see that and know she's okay. If only. That's something a lot of husbands like, if only I could do this. Well, yes, there's a number of skills there. There's a number of skills to do exactly those things. Most of you have no idea the skills you're missing. That's why I built courses to help you do it. Okay? Again, the bundle is going away very soon. Today's the last day of the flash sale. I don't want you to miss it. So I'm talking about it so much right now. I don't want you to miss this. 50% off all 3 courses put together to build a fully secure life in yourself, with an avoidant partner, and in a thriving, loving marriage with kids and everything you've ever wanted for the rest of your life. The bundles fit together. They're 3 pieces of a whole united life. You can choose to follow them individually one by one if you wish. Best savings is the big bundle plus additional gifts. I don't want you guys emailing me next week saying, Adam, I missed out. I should have done it. I didn't pick up any of them. And now my boyfriend just announced he's leaving, right? I hate those emails. I get them all the time. I'm here to help. You don't have to not email me, but I don't want that to be you. Okay. I don't want you to be heartbroken next week. So if you want to build a secure relationship, check out the bundle. There it is right at the bottom of the screen, bundle at adamlanesmith.com. It's on my website, adamlanesmith.com. There's a bright orange banner at the top. Do not miss this flash sale, you guys. I do not want those broken-hearted emails next week. I will take them and I will help and we'll figure something out, but it won't be this. Okay? I'm going to say, hey, not working. Pooja, which course to take for manipulative avoidant? Are you trying to bond with a manipulative avoidant, remove a manipulative avoidant, or invite a manipulative avoidant into a loving, fulfilling, secure union? Which one are you trying to do, Pooja? Push them away, bond with them, or invite them into a committed life? Which one are you trying to do? JGJ, I hear you, money's tight. We do have payment options available on the site as well. So the 50% off sale with a payment plan, all of that looks like it's all available depending on region. So this is the time, right? This is the time. Most people are spending way more than that amount of money on getaways, way on vacations, way more than that money than anything they would spend on these courses on endless dating, right? First date, first date, first date, first date, first date, boom, right? You've spent more than these bundles. Being alone, being isolated, all of those things add up. The emotional cost, the lifelong cost, the years spent, all of that adds up to a lot more than these bundles will ever be. Pooja, I'm married to him, so a good marriage. The How to Build a Secure Marriage video course is built for either couples who want to go through it together and learn, or an individual who wants to go through it and learn how to implement the steps in their marriage. The research on this is fascinating. If you implement a permanent change, 76% of the time your partner will follow you. Fascinating research out there. 76% of the time your partner will implement similar positive changes going forward. I want a good marriage with him if possible. How to build a secure marriage is going to be the course for you, Pooja. How to build a secure marriage is designed for that. Okay? That's the piece. I need a video on loving manipulative avoidant husbands. Honestly, it's guiding them into a better relationship and explaining what you're willing to deal with. Adam, attachment issues, or is it a personality disorder? Personality disorders are the extreme versions of attachment issues that go off the end of the spectrum. Okay? Disorganized attachment style, off the end of the spectrum, borderline personality disorder. Manipulative avoidant attachment style, off the end of the spectrum, narcissistic personality disorder, antisocial personality disorder, avoidant personality disorder. Off the end of the spectrum for toxic anxious, dependent personality disorder, histrionic personality disorder. Okay, there's personality disorders off the end when it takes over who you are as a being. And that takes extensive trauma and training for that to happen. Okay, manipulative avoidant husband. Depends how manipulative, right? But the secure attachment, the how to build a secure marriage, great to go through it and say, this is what it should be. And then sit down with him and say, look, I want peace. I want to give you peace. I want peace in return. I want love, safety, and peace for both of us. This is not me against you. It's us together. Can we sit down and make some healthy, loving agreements together that gives you peace and me peace? Can we build that? The difference between a personality disorder and an attachment issue is that attachment issues flare up when you feel unsafe. Personality disorders are always there, right? One of the big differences. Becky, which one would be the best for someone who's healing from manipulative attachment to avoidant man? Honestly, Becky, if you were connected to a manipulative person, if you've been manipulated and hurt, you probably have a lot of identity challenges and boundary challenges. You probably don't know how to filter properly, and that's not a criticism. You never learned how. The attachment boot camp would be great for you, Becky. It would help you understand exactly how to rebuild you, not just so you never get hurt again. I hear that a lot. I just don't want to get hurt again. Well, take a self-defense course, okay? I only want to build a loving, intimate, safe relationship in the future. Now there's a goal. Attachment boot camp is built for that. Okay? That's the piece. Okay? That's the component. Which one would help me navigate his struggles with thoughts of lust and deciding on monogamy? What is a marriage is usually the question that avoidant men don't know. They have no idea what marriage means, how to bond, how to be intimate, what a woman is even going to offer them. They imagine it's sex and that's it. And then he has to do 50,000 things to get sex from you. And then he goes, well, what's the difference? Why would I want to be monogamous? Because that's his idea of what marriage is. The How to Build a Secure Marriage course lays out an exact vision for a loving, intimate relationship. that men go, yeah, I want that. Even avoidant men go, yes, because they feel it. This is an investment to make. Okay. Giving you 50,000 things for sex, that's not an investment to make. That's the problem for most avoidant men. Their definition of marriage is so flawed. Okay. That's one of the biggest pieces. If he's nervous, though, about connection, How to Love an Avoidant Man is an amazing course for speaking your needs, being clear and measurable, being felt and trusted, how to build trust with him so he sees you for who you actually are instead of just assuming you're bad because you're human, which is what a lot of them do, right? How to build a secure marriage, how to love an avoidant man. And while you're at it, if you're connecting to avoidant partners because of insecurities in you, the attachment boot camp. That's why I have all three of those bundled together for the ultimate 50% off saving. Is an avoidance feelings for you true love if they're only bonding with you through dopamine? It really depends what you call true love, because love is not chemicals or feelings. Love is doing what is truly right for another human being. Love is not a chemical or feeling. Now, are you asking me, do they feel the same kind of warmth and affection if they're only getting dopamine? No, they don't. They don't feel the same kind of warmth and affection. But I'm not going to say that an avoidant man is incapable of love. That's not the case. Sentimental connection, incapable of affection in many cases, right? Oxytocin hormones lead to a lot of affection, warmth, and sentimentality. Vasopressin bonding leads to the monogamous desire to protect a partner and the relationship. We know that through research. So all of those factors might be missing, but it doesn't mean someone doesn't love you. It's a good question. Careful distinction. So that's the challenge. All right, guys. Do not forget to pick up your bonding core, your bundle right there at the bottom. It is a bonding bundle. Pick up your bonding bundle down here at the bottom for that flash sale. Today is the last day to get that 50% off savings with 3 free gifts. Do not miss this opportunity, okay? Down here at the bottom, we've talked all hour long so far about exactly what you need to be doing to build security for yourself. This is not about catering to a partner. It's about building a life that is fulfilling to you and inviting them into that under those proper conditions so that they can also be fulfilled with you. It is mutually secured, fulfilling love. That's what all of this is about. Okay? Pick up your courses today. Do not miss this flash sale. End of day today. It's gone. Make sure you do that, you guys. Wonderful talking to you. I will talk to you again very soon, early next week. I believe it's Tuesday at 11 a.m. U.S. Central Time. I will see you there. Until then, practice secure attachment. Go back and watch this live stream again. Do the homework I gave you at the very beginning and start your roadmap. We'll talk soon.